Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be answering some of your questions, things that you have asked me regarding cabin crew and cabin crew interviews. I have made plenty of videos on the channel and I have tried to cover almost everything. In this video, I'll be answering the specific questions that you guys have. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I have all the questions in here. I'll be answering one by one and I'll try to cover almost everything about it. I have a mix of both the YouTube questions and the Instagram questions and I'll be answering all of them. First one is Air India very particular about the scars and how much salary can we expect in AI? Now when it comes to scars, not only Air India but almost every airline has its own policy. Sometimes if you feel like the scar is not that evident or it is somewhere where it will get covered by the uniform, they don't really care about it. Sometimes they do. It is also, I would be very honest, a matter of luck. In certain interviews that same scar might create an issue, in other interviews it might not. What I would suggest is always work on any scar or mark that you have. Even when you go to the interview, just let them know that you are using a so and so scar removing cream and you are working on it, blah 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 blah, and just let them know that it would not be a problem, and it ideally would not be a problem not only in Air India but in any other airline. And how much salary can we expect in AI? Now I have a detailed video, it would be somewhere up here. It is a video in which I explain almost everything. However, if I had to give you a rough estimate, it would be anywhere above 50,000 is what I can say. What is the dress code allowed for interview, and if we wear stocking is okay in the interview? So basically a dress code for any formal interview is formal attire. So for girls it would be formal shirt, skirt and a blazer, which is optional, or shirt and formal trousers along with heels, the makeup and the bun. And the same goes for males, proper shirt, formal trousers and a blazer, which is pretty much optional. I think I have this thing covered in one of my videos wherein I have also shown you the picture. I'll again put up a picture over here for you to get an idea. Now when it comes to stockings specifically, yes, stockings is required for all the cabin crew interviews. If you're wearing a skirt, then definitely a full length stocking is required. However, if you're wearing trousers, then in that case you can wear either an ankle length stocking or a knee length stocking if you want. Otherwise, even a full length stocking would do. But yes, please do wear stockings because it is a part of formal attire. Next, height matters or not? Of course it does. This is one of the eligibility criteria when it comes to cabin crew interviews. For women, for females it's around 150 to 155 centimeter minimum, and for males it's 165 170 centimeter depending upon the airline. Okay, so this person has asked 3 to 4 questions. Let's take one by one. What type of questions are asked in cabin crew interviews? So it's basically a very personal session. They basically ask you just questions related to your communication to test your confidence. The most common one would be introduce yourself or tell me something about yourself. Why do you want to become a cabin crew? Why do you want to join our airline? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or they could ask you questions which are related to you. So basically based on your CV, based on what answers you are giving, they can ask you some interconnected questions. Almost all airlines pretty much ask the same question. However, it might differ here and there depending upon the HR. Just understand there are no technical questions asked as long as you are a fresher. So almost every question that they ask you is something that you will be able to answer. What is the process after clearing the interview? So basically once you clear the interview, everything would be explained to you by the airline. One person will always be there to brief you, to answer your doubts and queries. Yet let me give you a basic rough understanding. So once you clear the interviews, the next step is to go for the medicals. So basically all airlines conduct class 2 medical examinations for cabin crew. This would be a full body checkup and you will have to undergo this medicals. Once you clear these medicals is when you will receive the offer letter, and that is when your training will start. Everything, all the process, the airline will explain to you. All the airlines have their own procedures, their own policies. Some airlines might pay you the money in your city, some airlines might ask you to travel to some other city for the medicals, again for the training, where would it be, when would it start, everything would be communicated to you by the airline. But just know, once you clear the interviews, the next step would be to go for the medicals, and then once you sign your offer letter is when your training would start. Which airlines hire male cabin crew? So as of now, if we talk about in India, Air India, Akasa and Vistara, these are the three airlines which do have male cabin crew. However, as of now, I have only seen Akasa and sometimes Vistara conducting cabin crew interviews for male candidates. Air India would be conducting, but not right now. A few months down the time, they will start conducting interviews for the male candidates as well. So this is when we talk about the Indian domestic airlines. If we talk about the international airlines, almost every airline hires male cabin crew. Nowadays, there are plenty of interviews being conducted in India. So if you want to become a cabin crew, definitely go for it. Can we immediately join after completing 12th? Now I get plenty of questions like these, that I have completed my 12th standard, however I am still 17, I'll complete 18 years of age in the next month. Understand, 18 years of age means 18 years of age. 18 से कम में आपको hire करके, they are not going to get you involved into child labor. So you can join after your 12th, however you need to be of 18 years of age and you should have fulfilled all the criteria which is required to apply. Are any deep cut marks allowed in Indigo interview? Just like the first question that I have answered, if it gets covered in the uniform, it would not be an issue. Even if it does not, it depends upon the person taking the interview, because sometimes they don't really see as a matter as important. If they really like you, if your interview has been going really well, they might let go of one or two scars. It really depends. What I would say is, work on your scar, try to conceal it if possible. If it would not be evident that you have concealed something, and you should be good to go. Next question is, training of ATR and Airbus is different, or they taught you the same thing? I have another question related to this, which is, ATR and Airbus का interview different conduct होता है क्या? So understand, ATR is one type of aircraft, Airbus is another type of aircraft. Whenever it comes to different types of aircraft, the training would be different because everything changes. So yes, the training is different, and I did not get trained under ATR. Initially, I was trained under Airbus, and as of now, I am trained with Boeing 787. Now, when it comes to the interview, yes, now herein we are talking about Indigo as far as I'm concerned, and yes, the interview is conducted separately for both ATR and Airbus. Next, how to crack GD round. Now, GD round is something that I know almost all candidates are always the most concerned about, and this is actually one of the round where most of the crowd gets filtered out. There are only three things when it comes to GD. Number one, how confident you sound. Number two, what are your listening skills or teamwork skills. It's not just about what you speak, it's also about how you react, how you interact when the others are speaking. And number three would be how good you are at grabbing the attention of the interviewer. Now, preferably try to be the first one to start the GD. Even if you do not, always say something that holds some sort of value. Be confident when you do so. Have a smile on your face, and even when others are answering, be attentive, listen to them. And this is pretty much what you do during GD. And yes, GD can be a little intimidating, but trust me, if you clear GD, you'll feel so much more confident and so much more believe in yourself that yes, if you could do that, you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to undergo, you'll be able to clear the consecutive rounds as well. Always try to upkeep with the current GD topics that are being asked. Even if you cannot, like I said, if you pay attention to what others are saying, अगर आपको उस टॉपिक के बारे में बिल्कुल भी आइडिया नहीं, एटलीस्ट यू कैन लिसन टू व्हाट others have said, twist and turn the sentences a little bit and present it. That's all about GD. In how many years an Air India cabin crew is promoted to lead cabin crew? Now, I have recently joined Air India and I'm not really sure what is the process, what is the procedure, what is the criteria. However, what I do know is almost every airline has its own requirement, has its own criteria. Becoming a lead, becoming someone of a senior position would always require certain amount of experience before you get that promotion. It is a promotion, so yes, you would need to have certain years of experience. You would have to undergo some tests and interviews and training, and that is when you become a lead cabin crew. So I don't really have an estimate to give to you right now, but yes, this is how it works. What stream to choose for cabin crew? Now when it comes to cabin crew, there is no specific stream that you need to have. You could be either a science student, a commerce student, art student, it does not matter, as long as you have completed your 12th standard. You do not need to go for any specific aviation related course. You do not need to go for any specific stream. Anything is fine. That's all. Can I become a cabin crew if I'm weak in English? Now, yes, it depends. It is a very subjective question. When it comes to weak in English, are you able to talk to people in English? Are you able to understand what they are saying? If yes, then you're good to go. If you cannot, then what I would suggest is work on your English, practice a little bit. If you are very weak, if you are not able to do so, join some English speaking institute, practice on your language, practice your English, and that should be all. You do not need to be extremely fluent. However, you should be able to understand what others are saying. You should be able to talk to them in English, because there would be passengers on board who would only know English and no other language. So that is the reason why knowing English is a must when it comes to becoming a cabin crew. That is all for all the questions. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to answer. I have plenty of videos on the channel wherein I explain almost everything. If you refer to those videos, you pretty much would not be having any doubt. Yet if you do let me know and I'll be glad to answer. That is all. Until then, keep on watching. Do like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.